And here come the in our conference, besides in the Missouri Valley Conference, he's the lead official.
Game was well. First half, played great defense. We were together on the defensive end. We were making shots on the offensive end. Obviously, beginning of the second half, we went through a offensive drought, and they were making shots. We tried to weather the storm a little bit. We tried as best as we could. We couldn't make free throws. And then it just came down to that last play. It's just unfortunate. You can't do nothing about that. So, I mean, if we would just make free throws, and that's just really it. If we just made our free throws before all that happened, we wouldn't be in that situation. So that's obviously our fault. I'm not gonna make excuses or whatever, but there's a lot of new guys on our team that's not used to playing in an environment like this. What we do is just knock them down. We go in the gym late night, after practice, before practice, work on our free throws. It's very frustrating. Thought we played great defense till the ball just got tipped, came up with a layup. So we'll be back Monday, get ready for the next game.
We didn't think they were going to play any zone, so we didn't prep any of our zone stuff because they hadn't played a possession of 2-3 zone in 5 games, so we weren't expecting the zone. They kind of hopped into that. We tried to run zone specials and stuff like that. They didn't work, so I think they were just like, we'll stay in the zone, and we couldn't get stuff to work against the zone. And every time they went man, I feel like we either scored or got to the free throw line, so the zone is kind of what killed us. But we weren't expecting that, so no one to blame there. Just good coaching on their part. I think that was kind of what started it. Like I said, kind of caught off guard. We were trying to throw different people in to play against the zone, and we just couldn't get anything going. And I think they found out that just stalled us a little bit. They kind of stayed in it, and we just couldn't get over the hump. We had our chances. Kobe hit 2 really, really clutch free throws, and like I said, the ball just ended up going their way. So.
Really, really hard loss. I thought down the stretch, Indiana State played like a veteran team, very poised, very purposeful, and very clutch. Made some clutch shots, did some clutch things, and I thought we played very, very young. Missed easy shots. The free throw line is really hard to explain. I mean, to shoot 7 for 13 in the second half from the line is, free throws forever have won college basketball games, and we're not getting the job done there. So thought we played, like I said, down the stretch. Thought we played extremely young. Defensively, again, for most of the game, thought we did a really good job and finished possessions with rebounds. Obviously, won the rebounding war. Late in the second half, Scott got going. He's obviously a very, very hard matchup. And I thought we let Van Sock get started in the second half and made a couple of shots to kind of get them going. And then, obviously you can't foul him on the 3-point shot, and they're down 4, and he makes a 3, and we foul him. So he made some clutch shots. They played old and experienced, and we played young and inexperienced, and we can't do that. I thought they were battle tested, didn't panic, and did a better job, obviously, down the stretch than we did in terms of they made some clutch shots. I mean, they stepped up and made some shots when they had to, and we had chances at the foul line and didn't convert. And if we did, it's a whole different ball game. Really long stretch. They haven't played one possession of 2-3 zone in their last 5 games. And, I thought a little bit of probably, if you're sitting on their bench, we're playing pretty well offensively. A little bit of desperation, they throw it out there. And we didn't do a good job against the 2-3 zone. We got some looks, but didn't do a good enough job executing. I'll take the blame for that. Never dreamed that Indiana State would throw a 2-3 zone out there at us with the way they've played, this year. But that being the case, we've got to execute better against both defenses. You can't, in today's college basketball, you can't score 60 points a game and expect to win. I mean, it's too many possessions, the 30-second clock. We're trying to play at a faster pace, and you can't have 26-point halves. Just puts too much pressure on the rest of your game.